All right, we are good to go. Again, thank you everybody for coming. We got several items on the agenda today. We have Amber Cost with us. We've been trying to coordinate with Amber for some time now, and we're happy to be able to do so today. And I think Amber, did you say you had a something you want, like a presentation you wanted me to make you a co-presenter on, or?
No, I decided against that, if that's okay. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
no, not a problem.
it looks like we have a lot on the agenda, so I'll just speak about it.
Great,
Do
sounds good.
you want me to just get started?
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Dave had asked me, I think, to speak about the update on our composting initiative in the district, and then I'll just quickly talk about a couple other things we have going on. But the composting is multifaceted, I would say. It is happening already at the high school since last year, when a student, Leela Adelstein, had kind of gotten it started in the kitchens through Food Scraps 360 and some bins and things, working that way. We have a senior student in science research this year, Shreeman Iyer, who's been working really hard as his science research project to kind of have a larger composting initiative. We had selected Blue Creek as the pilot school for that. And there's just been a lot of research and meetings and things. We attended some meetings and some tours through Schenectady schools, and he and I completed a composting audit in the Blue Creek cafeteria to get a sense of the volume of food waste. And then from there, we've been kind of working with our tech department to think about construction of micro bins. We're going to be using an aerated system. We're hoping to power that system with using solar energy. And so there's been a lot of research and meetings surrounding that. Everything does cost money. So Shreeman was able to present to the Town of Colonie's Conservation Advisory Council, and they were able to give us a $1,500 grant that will help us towards the cost of this project. We're still waiting to actually get that money in hand before we can kind of purchase the things that are needed. And then I also believe we might be getting a $1,500 donation from student government at the high school. And we're working on some other grants and things in the background that will help as well. But he is working with communications to create a video for students to kind of educate the young ones about what composting is, why we do it, how we do it, and all of those things. And so all of that is kind of happening in the background. It will be at Blue Creek in the brand new garden space. So it's not a brand new space, but we've been doing a lot of work to that space. So if anyone happened to go by Blue Creek yesterday, you may have noticed the garden space looks entirely different than it did. There's like lots of different projects happening over there, kind of all at the same time, but we are looking to build some brand new large garden beds that will be more accessible, create an outdoor classroom space there. Environmental Club worked to get a little free library that will be going there as well. So that all kind of ties together. The composting will just be kind of part of the larger farm to school initiative, outdoor education, nature-based learning, all of those things. And we do have similar projects like that happening at every building right now. So there's people on this call that I'm working with in different buildings throughout the district, and kind of we're looking at a lot of pollinator beds and outdoor classroom spaces. By this spring, we should have some sort of school garden at every building in the district. So there's some new builds in progress. We've gotten donations from Curtis Lumber, Coast of Maine Soil, several other grants and things. So it's just, there's a lot of exciting things going on. I could talk forever, but I won't. But if anybody has questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, I'm always open to email, phone call, meeting, anything. So is that good enough? Quick little rundown.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. The devil's always in the details when it comes to things like this, and my own experiences and projects. You know, I've I remember you did a presentation at one point and showed the old garden down at Blue Creek, and I want to say that there was some soil issues, maybe.
Yes, yeah, and thanks to a district family Girl Scout group that 2 years ago, this Silver Project, to the group of three, I think they're freshmen now at the high school, students worked really hard, brought in George's Market. They were able to really get that space usable again. So we would not be where we are now without the help of that group of students and their families. So many thanks, to them. It's definitely the two schools that we don't have gardens right now are Forts Ferry and Southgate. And Forts Ferry Farm, a wonderful partner to us for many years, is helping us work with a group of students to design the beds there and that garden space. And Hillard's Greenhouse, which is another local North Colony family, is helping to construct the beds for the Southgate garden. So, and there are so many other people that have been helping along the way that I don't want to forget, but I can't
Yeah, no
possibly
problem.
mention everybody.
So when the time comes to plant, how does that project get undertaken?
So right now we have lots of things growing in classrooms. I think every freshman at the high school has planted a seed or multiple seeds for a freshman seminar. Throughout the different elementary schools, we're growing things in different classrooms. So there's lots growing. And then the hope is May is going to be a very busy month. So it's going to happen in lots of different ways in different buildings. We hope to get the kids involved as much as possible. So taking classes out to the gardens, having them plant. We're also looking at kind of a month of service. May is a month of service, and maybe doing some Saturday events at different buildings, some in-school events with students at different buildings. So it'll be an undertaking, but it'll be a many hands make light work sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, I see Mrs. Murray is on my screen right now. One of our freshman seminar teachers. Miss Murray, did you want to weigh in on the seedlings?
Yeah, sorry, it's going to be a little bit loud in the classroom. I'm going to step into the hall in just a second, but you'll see right behind me, we have everything that's growing, right? So the kids got to choose, and they'll get to take some of these seedlings home. There's going to be some seedlings that are getting planted. So we have a little early in the year for planting. So we have flowers, we have herbs, we have vegetables. But a lot of vegetables you plant right into the ground, so we're not planting them just yet. I think that's it for seedlings, but kids are really excited about it. And it was a really hands-on, immersion. And the cool thing about it is the kids, we talk about hobbies. I mean, part of what we talk about in the freshman seminar is what are you doing for a release so that you're not always stressed, you're not anxious. And the full immersion into planting is just so exciting for them because they can't think of anything else, right? When you've got your hands dirty, just really exciting. So that was great. And I love being a part of it because Amber is wonderful to work with.
Or you, Kim, and Hope, and everybody else.
Very exciting. It crosses many worlds here, and it sounds like a lot of collaboration and a lot of people getting to learn a lot. So thank you all. Any questions from our group here? We got a pretty good group today, so don't be shy. All right, and I'm still admitting some people, so. All right, just remember, I can't see all of you, so if you are trying to talk, just make sure that you unmute and don't worry about interrupting anything. All right, well, thank you very much, Amber and Kim. I see Ryan Patry is on here. Ryan, do you want to take the reins and then also let me know if you need me to do anything on my end?
Sure. Hi everybody, Ryan Patry, one of the phys ed teachers over at Latham Ridge, and we're just excited to kind of share what we've been up to the last couple months and how our programs over here are going. The first one Dave asked me to share was our running club. It's the first year of our running club. I can share the link for our running club website in the chat if you want to check that out. It's for parents to see what the club's about and kids and get info on it. But our younger guys meet every other week, and our older guys go every Friday morning. And we're averaging about 36 kids for K through second. They get to school early and they run and count their laps. And on Friday, we're averaging about 40 kids, third through fifth. So that's going well. We're looking forward to wrapping it up in June and doing a running club awards and keeping track of records and banners and handing out awards for respectful runners and most improved and all that. So we're really looking to turn it into a thing, almost like a sports type club slash team. Um, we've just reinvited our communications class to get some of our students in our communication class to come. We do a little mini running club for their phys ed classes during the school year, and they've been working hard at that. And it's I think it'd be an appropriate club for them to attend. So we're looking forward to getting more of our communication kids into the club in the morning. And then in April we have some testing for third through fifth grade, some state testing at the end of the month. So we're going to do some pop-up running clubs the morning of some of those exams and kind of promote it like, a brief burst of physical activity helps with focus and confidence and test taking. So we're looking forward to doing some pop-up running clubs in the month of April on those mornings that they have the state testing, those third through fifth graders. So that's it about running club. Uh, Wellness
Can I
week.
just ask?
Oh,
Sorry to
sure, go
interrupt.
ahead.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just haven't had a chance to ask you some of these questions. Um, when you had talked about, like, not that tracking the kids is really important, but did you end up using any of those, like technological tools, like the Marathon Kids or no?
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Can you say that again?
Did you end up using the Marathon Kids app or no?
Yeah, we use it to track our total laps and things like that. I don't have the kids log into it or anything. We just good old fashioned popsicle sticks, and they get a popsicle stick for every lap they do.
Nice.
But I use it to log in to keep track.
Yeah. You
So
guys will be
that's
ready. Are you doing the spring fun run?
yeah, we got our spring fun run coming up. Coordinating that with the PTA, so a bunch of stuff.
Fantastic. And then of course, we have the spring elementary track meet as well coming up. So lots of stuff on the running side.
That's right. That's right. And then we've at the start of this at the start of March, we just did a wellness week here at Latham Ridge. We were inspired by this committee, actually, for listening to some of the stuff some of the other buildings were doing. So we had a wellness week, and each day there was a theme, a morning announcement, a Google slide for classroom teachers to present at their leisure. Um, our art teacher did a mindful Monday for us. Food services did a try it Tuesday with white bean hummus. One of our speech teachers did a workout Wednesday. Fifth grade teacher did a thankful Thursday where we practiced gratitude, and the nurses put together a fun Friday where we wore pajamas and they talked about the importance of sleep. And I can put those slides in the Google chat too. I just shared those. And it's gone to our school culture committee, and I think we're going to turn it into a wellness month next year in either October or November. So we're going to kind of expand each day and and turn it into a wellness month. So that was the kids enjoyed that week at the start of March.
Very cool.
And then finally, Dave and my co-teacher over here, we're working on a swim week for our physical education program. Um, and this is kind of Dave's baby, but he's nice enough to let me talk about it. But just between all the benefits, of it's a lifetime sport, the social aspect of going to the pool or going to the beach, and then just the life-saving aspect of it. It's one of the few things we can teach in phys ed, that can help save a life one day. So we're figuring out the logistics, and we're going with a Red Cross swim curriculum called Whale's Tales. So we'll definitely have a grade level going over to the high school this June to swim for we're calling it Swim Week.
Yeah, so I'll weigh in a little bit on that. We, had to do quite a bit of behind the scenes work just to see if it was feasible. So now we're starting to hone in on the fact that it could be feasible. Now we're moving into some of the next steps. So I've had conversations with Mr. Theo, we met the other day. There's been some follow-up with some other district level administrators, and I believe that Ms. Skeels was gonna bring it up with the board soon. And we're hoping to pilot it this year. And because it is a big initiative, we kind of want to make sure we got everything right, so to speak, with the program, the curriculum, and also just logistics of bringing kids over, and then work to build upon it and expand upon it for the future. But this is something that I feel like is going to, as Ryan said, really important to all students. And we're surrounded by water, let's face it, in this world. And I've attended a couple of conferences, and New York State actually has a commission to prevent childhood drowning. It's one of the leading causes of death, unfortunately, for young people. And so they're putting a lot of efforts into education and to encouraging schools and districts to institute programs. So we're fortunate enough to have a pool and some people that are willing to go along with the idea. So we're trying to bring that to fruition, and and take it one step at a time. Any questions from our audience, from our committee? I don't know if that was background noise from Ryan, maybe. I couldn't tell. All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Ryan. You guys have been busy over there.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. I know I have Coach Murray and Coach Kuchar, I believe, are on here. So let's shift gears now and talk a little bit about wellness from the March workshop day. I don't know if Garrett or Kim, whoever wants to chime in.
Dave, if you can let Garrett in, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. He got kicked out and just said,
Oh,
let him back in, but
yes.
I guess I'll start talking. So the March workshop day, the second half of the day, we had a wellness afternoon, and we did this probably 15 years ago now. And people still talk about when we had a wellness workshop 15 years ago, and that being really the most invigorating workshop that we've had. When it takes place in March, and we just need that extra push. But this year was at least as incredible. And I know Garrett behind the scenes did a ton of coordinating, but I think we didn't even realize how much we really just needed that recharge. But also, we talk all the time about how we make connections with kids, and it gave us the opportunity to make connections with colleagues that we wouldn't have seen otherwise, we wouldn't have connected with otherwise. And we got to share our passions, right? We were talking earlier about the freshman seminar doing the seedlings, and that's exactly what we did for our wellness workshop. Hope and I and Liana Martino joined up, and so basically everybody got to leave with 8 cells of seedlings for whatever they wanted in their garden this year. But we really, more so, we got to connect and find out things about each other's lives, and people from technology that I don't normally see on a day-to-day basis, and the business office and special education. And we aren't naturally paired with people in those departments. So it was really special, and our morale, I think, was at an all-time high, and we felt good leaving there, and we felt recharged, like, okay, this final push, this last 13 weeks of school, we're looking forward to it. It's not a got to, it's a get to. And I think that's usually the goal. So
Very cool.
maybe Garrett's on now. I don't know if he is or not.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
muted him.
Thank you. Sorry. So I would just echo what Kim said. And also the nice part was, thinking about how we can, what's the application for, the blocks moving forward? How can we take some of these ideas, even if just very tangentially, and apply them to the way that we do our jobs, whether it's really thinking about the positive ways we can incorporate movement into the classrooms, or, how's the best way to use and incorporate the use of educational breaks during class. So, while some of these things, you're definitely just kind of be focused in that, but also again, let let the teachers be humans and collaborate with people that they don't normally get a chance to collaborate with. And I was very pleased with how it went. It's always great when we can have teacher-led things on conference days. It's not always, it doesn't always need to be administrative driven, or sitting and listening to us. So it was really great that it was teacher driven for almost 90% of it. So again, just a really, really nice full day, but then a very nice afternoon as well.
And Garrett, for the benefit of the people that, don't really know some of the things that were going on besides what Ms. Murray was talking about, did you want to expand upon it? I mean, I
Yeah,
knew what was
sure.
happening at our end, but
Yeah, of course. Like we've been talking a lot about mindfulness in the classroom. So we had one of our social studies teachers was doing a yoga class
we lost you.
with some of our people. We talk a lot about the idea of doing things, but not necessarily directly related to your classroom. So we had some watercolor painting and some pottery things going on, again, like really hands-on tactile things that teachers, obviously they can't do pottery in their classrooms, but just giving them those ideas. We had a lot of movement-based stuff down in the phys ed area. So some teachers were able to work and incorporate into like a HIIT workout. There was a stretching and mobility class where they got to play some of the newer sports that we're doing in our PE classes. I was able to host a trivia with some of our teachers. So again, a lot of fun. And again, just focused on like random educational facts and just having fun working together in a group and, creating a challenge for them to overcome. Miss Flynn, who has been incorporating her therapy dog into the school on a more consistent basis, was, I had an opportunity where you could walk with the therapy dog, but also talk about the program, how you could potentially incorporate it into your classrooms. So I'm sure I'm missing a few, but that's sort of the idea, that sort of the breadth of what was offered in the afternoons.
I heard Charlie was very popular, Charlie the therapy dog. And
Yes,
that,
Charlie the dog was very popular.
yes, and that I know the weather was nice and people got to go outside and spend some time with them. And, I heard that there was some spirited competitions down in the gym and some of the various activities they were playing.
Yes.
All positive feedback.
Yes.
Any questions or comments from the audience? All right, thank you, Garrett and Kim. All right, Renata and Nikki, would you like to talk about walking club?
Okay, I was gonna say, Renata, do you want me to, Dave, do you mind sharing, or can I be a co-host?
Yeah,
Cool, thank you.
all right.
Okay, share. Only one presenter at a time. Can I replace you?
I'm gonna stop sharing just to be sure.
Okay, cool. Share. Oh, sorry, Ryan, I was looking at your awesome stuff. Okay, perfect. Move myself over. Renata, you're welcome to pitch in at any time too. Okay. All right, so Renata actually approached me with this incredible idea, kind of geared more toward faculty and staff wellness. In specific, we are doing it at the high school or through the high school for right now, but it's essentially a walking club. And what it entails, it's designed to help faculty and staff improve their overall health and well-being, as well as foster, and this is the big part, and this is what Renata and I are really pushing, foster a stronger sense of community within the buildings and within the district. So our idea with the walking club, this is kind of our proposal. We're hoping to get it in action in April. Or start it up at least in April. But it's again designed for faculty and staff. We could do something like a $5 fee to join at the start, and we'll do little raffles at the end of each month just to put some incentive into the program. The first raffle that would be given away, and these are just ideas, nothing is concrete just yet, but the first raffle would be to the person with the most miles tracked that month. And then raffle 2 would just be random, like out of a hat, just to kind of thank the people for being part of the club. So just simply for participating. Renata was ever so kind as to create a shared Google Sheets that members of the club can track their weekly miles accumulated. And we are still kind of working on the where to walk. So I'm going to reach out to Coach Irby, a PE teacher at the high school, who is also indoor track coach, because he has a bunch of the indoor mileage kind of set up. But there's, if you're familiar, the high school, there's a loop that goes all the way to Blue Creek and then loops around to the middle school. That's roughly a mile. The track, of course, that's available 4 laps is a mile. So we're going to give members different options of getting their steps in. And then we were in touch with Mr. Petroni, Marcus Petroni, encouraged during lunch portions of your prep time, before, after school, or anything that's kind of convenient for you. So if it works with you and a friend, you can meet up before school, after school. It's kind of going to be at your leisure. And then as a club, so to foster that sense of community, and I really liked how, Kim, you mentioned being able to talk to people that you don't really get to see in your typical day, meeting once a month as a whole club to kind of connect, talk about things, learn things about each other. And yeah, that's kind of the basis of the club. We're really excited. We hope we can get it started in April so we can finish off and the year strong and have something to look forward to get us through June.
Thank you. Yeah, and Renata, I feel like this is something that with regards to staff wellness that was worked on a bit last year by a subcommittee, and so it's great that it's starting to bear fruit. All right, any questions from the audience? I would just say, if you're at a building and it's not the high school. Oh, I think Renata got kicked out. I don't know why I'm losing people today. But anyway, if you are at a different building and you're interested in some of these things, feel free to reach out to anybody in membership, or reach out to me and I can put you in touch with them. Sometimes that's how ideas get shared, and then people bring it to their own buildings.
Can I add something? I got kicked out the whole time, so I have no idea what was said or not said, so please forgive
You're
me.
speaking awfully of you.
Oh,
Yeah, I
goodness,
figured.
I'm so sorry.
I was completely booted out the entire time.
Sorry
I'm like,
about
oh, this is perfect when it's my turn.
No, she said
Anyhow,
all good things about you, Renata.
the only thing I wanted to add, because I don't know if it was discussed about, because it was really important to me, is the fact of the community component. And as teachers, like they were talking about for Wellness Day, I remember this is the 3rd Wellness Day in the district, and and each one was remembered dearly because it gave teachers the ability to connect in ways beyond than just talking content area specialties, right? So with this walking club, I felt it was extremely important to give people the opportunity to have that feeling, connect with others. And I don't know if you showed that I'm sure you did, that there's a spreadsheet where people can sign on, but that was the whole point of it, was to create that sense of community and belonging and connect with each other so we can bring that joy back. I think is so important for that social emotional health as well.
Well
That's
said.
all I want to say.
Well said. Sorry we lost you. I don't know. Today's been rough. We lost a few people, but we got you back. That's what matters.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi disconnected. Same with Gary. He got booted out again too.
Yeah. Great.
Can I
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah.
So, going back on what Nikki was saying regarding giving people some incentive gifts ideas, I had worked one time with American Cancer Society, and sometimes they have different grants working with school programs. And so it might be something that we could look into. American Heart Association, American Cancer Society, and they might have different grants that would help support keeping people invested, or little things to do, like to give them as like an incentive, or like a water bottle or something like that, that you could add in as those like gifts per month or whatever.
I think even places like CDPHP and other the wellness
Right.
places, I think they would also do that as well. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a good idea.
Yes. Just making the note. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anybody else?
Sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to leave you high and dry.
I'm sorry you got booted out of the whole thing.
All right, I know Jen Moran is here. I can see her. So Jen, I'm gonna share your presentation unless you wanted to do it yourself. It's up to you.
You can share it, Dave.
All righty.
Thanks.
You seeing it?
Yes, seeing it.
All right, I'll put it into presentation.
Okay.
Okie dokie, you tell me when.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. My name is Jen Moran. I am the elementary health educator for the district, and I travel around to all 6 elementary schools teaching grades 1, 3, and 5. So this current year, we did win a grant through this program already. But now that county is announced that they have $150,000 that they partnered with the health department, and they're making more funds available. And they did say that you could reapply as, you know, a new proposition. So I was thinking of different things I'd like to do in the schools, and I've been really trying to think about a way that we could get a bike program in the schools. Saratoga has a bike program in all their schools. So I thought of a way that we can kind of tie prevention education and cycling in schools. So the county's offering $150,000. The grant was due last week, but they changed the date so it's March 21st is the deadline. So other health teachers can apply and other programs can also apply, but this is the grant that I submitted. We haven't heard anything back yet because it's still pending. They're still accepting grants. So you can move on to the next one, Dave.
Okay.
So thinking about just, well, why prevention education, why bikes in school? I see it all the time when I'm teaching, especially when we're talking about lifestyle activities. Not many students know how to ride bikes. Usually like 1 in 4 kids will ride a bike this year. There has been a big increase in the mental health with younger people, especially teenagers and young children, 29% increase in anxiety. And that is linked to substance abuse disorders. So mental disorders also contribute to substance abuse disorders. Sometimes students may use drugs and alcohol as a form of self-medication as they get older if they don't handle their mental health problems. There has been a rate of childhood obesity in the past. It's up 22%, and this is a statistics in 2020. And then there is research that suggests there's a link between violent video games and aggression and antisocial behavior, with kids spending anywhere from 5 to 8 hours a day on digital devices online. So those are some reasons why I would like to see like a cycling program and a substance abuse education put together. And then next slide, Dave. So there is a program called All Kids on Bike, and there is funding involved with that. I have reached out to Blue Creek Elementary School last year about possibly just piloting a program in the PE classes to get this going. So we kind of have like an application going. It is a bike program for kindergarten PE classes where PE teachers would teach the cycling aspect. And then as the health teacher, I would teach the substance abuse education aspect. And it kind of goes in hand, as I'll show you. So I titled the project, The Pedal and Protect, thinking about integrating cycling and substance abuse education for kindergartners. So just looking to expand our departments and our programming, thinking about physical fitness, cycling skills, and substance abuse prevention. So I talked to Blue Creek, and I'm also, I work closely with the Shredders program. I'm the regional lead for Saratoga Shredders, and one of their goals is to get bikes in schools. The program now in Albany is called Albany Shredders, which is in our community. They're more than willing to partner with our community, have community outreach days, get more kids on bikes. They have funding and loaner bikes for kids on bikes. And then also introducing the program called Too Good for Drugs, which is a curriculum for younger kids, which would incorporate next year, if we do win the grant, that there'd be 10 30-minute research-based lessons where a health educator would be teaching. And we don't offer health for kindergarten students, but if this program, if the grant did win, possibly we would incorporate kindergarten for the first time in a health program, partnering with the PE department. So families will also have opportunities as a partnership through Albany Shredders to participate in community events. and also have funding and financial assistance for kids if they would like to be involved in the club further. So just to talk about what the Two Goods for Drugs curriculum, I've looked into it pretty in depth. And basically it's just about skill development, making healthy choices, talking about your emotions, making positive, healthy relationships, making friends, setting and reaching goals, and managing peer influence. So bonding with pro-socials, factors and others would be like one of the main components of the program, helping to promote academic success and a healthy development. So how it works, if we did win the grant, we'd partner with the All Kids on Bike program. It's about $9,000 to get the bikes for the PE department, for the school, for kindergarten. And the Too Good for Drugs program is $3,000. I asked for a $13,000 grant to incorporate all the funding. We'd purchase the programs outright, especially the bike one. The training comes with all different kinds of trainings for the PE teachers. The bikes shipped to the school. Blue Creek also said they're on board and have space to store the bikes. Starts off with lessons 1 through 5, talking about walking, balance, and striding, and eventually the strider bikes turn into pedal bikes. And just some of the goals: 1, teach kids to ride bikes and also instill a love for the outdoors, physical fitness, and also to build pro-social skills. So the kids will be learning all these protective factors as well, which are protective factors against the 4 things I talked about in the beginning, whether it's, you know, too many online devices leading to aggression and antisocial behaviors, or even some mental health disorders that could possibly lead to substance abuse disorders. The program right now, not specifically the substance abuse partner together, but the bike program is currently available in all 6 Saratoga schools, and Corinth just got their bike program together as well. So we definitely have support through the Shredders program. They'll support us in any way we can through the bike program. Too Good for Drugs is also a curriculum that the Prevention Council uses and goes into school, and we also have their support as we're partnered with them through a different grant. So we're just looking at hopefully waiting to hear if we get the funding from the grant.
Very cool. Jen, do you happen to know, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, does Saratoga have like a set of bikes that they move around, or do they have like one at every building?
Yeah, they're funded, every single building is funded with their own bikes.
Gotcha.
And they actually have it in the middle school and are starting a high school program.
Wow. I wonder how long it took. Like, did they roll it out or?
No, it started with elementary level. I would probably say I could ask exactly, probably like 5 to 8 years ago, just like certain elementary schools, and then they got them all funded. And they actually have, like, by the middle school over there is right by, you know, the graphite trail. So they have like a trail behind the middle school now where like the PE department teaches skills outdoors on the bikes.
Gotcha. All right. Any questions?
No, but it
Again,
sounds
I
like
can't-
an awesome program, Jen. It sounds amazing.
Thanks. High hopes.
Okay, as I mentioned at the beginning, everybody might not have been here, but Lisa had quite a bit she was going to talk about, but she unfortunately wasn't able to be here today, so we'll wait until the next time in May on the 22nd, our next scheduled meeting. So I did have one more person that would like to give us an update. Akshita Bandari, one of our 9th graders that spoke to us before about one initiative that she's working on. All right, you're good to go.
I'm Akshita, she's Akshita, and I'm Fabia. And we're 9th graders at Shaker High School taking the civic engagement course. Like we said in the past meeting, we've been working to bring health services to our district. And instead of bringing a health clinic, we wanted to collaborate with the already existing athletic fair, but invite some health services. So it will kind of be like a combined health and athletic fair. So, what we're asking from you guys is we're still looking for vendors for our health fair. And if you guys know anyone, or if you have any contacts, if you just know anyone who's like interested in this, or if you would like to volunteer your time, we would kindly ask if you could email us about this. We can post our emails in the chat after. So we're really looking to have at least 10 to 15 vendors, and right now we're really don't have any finalized vendors yet, and the fair is coming up pretty soon in June. So if you guys know anyone or are interested, please email us and we can coordinate. Thank you. Also, I would just like to mention, we have started our social media campaign, so I'll also post that in the chat if you guys want to take a look at it and support us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, girls. I would say definitely if you could email me a reminder, and I'll share it out to everybody because, you know, we get a lot of people on the committee that aren't actually in the meeting. And more details you can give, the better. You know, the dates, the times, location, everything that you have at this point. I know we've done a lot of work as a district with CDPHP in the past, so I could reach out I have a contact there. I'm not gonna, I don't want to speak for food services, but I know they've been a great partner in wellness for the district. So I got a feeling that Lisa and Alex would be happy to help with it. And I don't know if there's anybody else on the committee that had any thoughts on this.
If you guys have a list of examples of like potential vendors that you're looking for, shoot us a list and then we can kind of go from there and I'll see what we can do. Or I'll look into potential vendors, but examples of what kind of, I don't know, careers or in general, that'd be great. Very
Great,
exciting
thank
stuff.
you.
All right, and if there's anybody out there in the virtual world that's watching this and you'd like to be a part of this, then please contact me and you know, we can collaborate and you know, get some vendors and get some help and make this into a great event. All right, and I will paste your link into the agenda that everybody has as well. All right, well, before I forget, let me stop the recording.